Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Tyas Nurlaili Handayani. My student number is 35 and I am from class D. In this occasion, I'll present about analysis of poetry entitled Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. Next. Okay, this is the text of the poetry, so please read and understand carefully. Next. Alright, then we come to the part of analysis poetry. The poem contains several elements which I will explain it one by one. The first element is form. The poem is one of the poems that is shaped like a ballad. Ballad poetry is a new poem that usually expresses a story and human life through thoughts and feelings that have a universal cultural core and not bound by space and time. The most prominent feature of the ballad form presented in the poem entitled Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou is the repetition of the last four lines of stanza 1, which is used as a repetition of the last four lines of the other stanza. The function of the repetition in the poem is to emphasize and open the eyes of all women in the world that beauty is free from rules and is not driven by beauty standards in any world. All women are beautiful in their own right. In this poem, Maya Angelou used the term phenomenal woman. Phenomenal itself means extraordinary, great, and can be witnessed by the five senses. Maya Angelou used this term to point out that women would look beautiful when they were great and extraordinary, not because of their looks or their shapes looking like models. Next. The second element is structure of the poem. The poem, entitled Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou, has four stanzas. The opening sentence of each stanza is a question of why the speaker is like that and what is so compelling about her. Then the next five lines are the answer, and the last four lines are the confirmation of the answer. Next. Okay, then I'm going to talk about the stanza 1. In the first stanza, the speaker reveals that everyone is asking what is the secret of a speaker that can make her so confident and dignified even though she is not beautiful. Then the speaker expresses the answer as follows. It's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step. This means that women look beautiful when they are assertive in taking steps in her life. Then the expression, the curl of my lips, shows the splendor of the words that come out of the speaker's mouth, which makes her look elegant. Okay, next. And then stanza 2. In this stanza, speakers reveal the reason why men can be attracted to her. Then the speaker revealed the reason as follows: "It's the fire in my eyes, and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet." This means that women look beautiful when they display a warm and confident attitude that can be seen in her eyes, then her smile and her voice. Okay, next. Stanza 3. Speakers revealed that men themselves felt confused as to why speakers were able to look so attractive. Then the speaker answered it: "It's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the right of my breast, the grace of my style." This means that a beautiful woman is a woman whose heart is clean, her warm smile and the slow ups and downs of her breast signify her dignity, as well as the grace of her style that makes men admire her. Next. Okay, the last stanza or the fourth stanza. In the last stanza, the speaker reveals that she wants the reader to understand why she is so confident. The speaker reveals that she is unlike other women who do many things to get attention from others. The speaker invites the reader to be a beautiful woman not only from her face, but from the way she speaks, the way she walks, the calm attitude, and the warmth. Next. Okay, the third element of the poem is sound devices. Sound devices in this poem are rhyme, rhythm and meter, and repetition. Okay, the first one is rhyme. The rhymes definitely make a difference to the overall sound and feel of the poem, especially in the first six or seven lines of each stanza and at the end of each. Examples: lies, sighs, lies and hits, leads. It is in the stanza 1. And then please, miss, this. It is in the stanza 2. Much, touch and me, misery, see, smile, style. It is in the stanza 3. Brood, loud, proud in hair, care. It is in stanza 4. The poem has a distinctive rhyme scheme, with the last 9 lines of each stanza having a rhyme scheme of A B C D C E F E F, with a few changes at the beginning lines of each stanza. Next. Okay, the second one is rhythm and meter. In this poem, there is a variation of the meter, which is a combination of Thrush and em with anapaes. The underlying beat in some lines is iambic. Example: "But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies." And others have throat check followed by iambic. Example: "When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud." Still others are iambic preceding anapaestic. Example: "The band." The poem is divided into three important parts. The second part of the poem is the answer. In the part of the answer, in each stanza, there are 5 syllables. Next. Then the third is repetition. The repetition in this poem is found in each stanza, which serves to emphasize and help strengthen the message conveyed in the poem. Example, in each of the stanza, there is the speaker's expression, I say, which connects the first part of each stanza, which is the question part, to the second part, which is the answer to people's question. In each stanza of the poem, there are 5 lines of answer that give information about how beautiful a woman is, which is reflected in the image in the speaker. The last 4 lines in each repeat stanza of the poem show the affirmation to the reader that the speaker is a phenomenal woman. That is a woman who is beautiful because of her confidence and greatness. Okay, next. The fourth element of the poem is figurative language. There are 2 figurative language in this poem. The first one is metaphorical figurative language. Metaphor is a figurative language that directly compares one thing to another. The metaphor in this poem, namely, in stanza 2, then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. Angelou compared the male figures to the honeybee. This shows that the speaker is a person who is able to attract the attention of the honeybee or the male figure. Next. And the second one is personification. Personification is gives human characteristic to something not non-human. Example, in stanza 3, the grace of my style. It means that the speaker accepts what is in her, such as body shape and skin color. Next. Is imagery. There are 2 imagery in this poem. The first one is visual imagery. Visual imagery is able to stimulate the sense of sight so that things that are not seen become as seen. Example in stanza 1, I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. In this sentence, the reader may see that the speaker does not have the same beautiful body as model. Even the speaker is prone to being overweight. Next. Okay, and the second one is auditory imagery. Auditory imagery is an image that is able to invite readers as if to listen to and imagine the words of the author. Example in stanza 4, I don't shoot or jump about or have to talk real loud. In this sentence, the reader may listen that the speaker did not shout like other women to get the attention of a man. Next. Okay, then the last element is themes. The theme of the poem, Phenomenal Woman, talks about a woman who is confident and wants to show the world, especially women around the world, that beauty comes from their heart and attitude, not just their face and their skin color. That's thank you for your attention. Was it clear? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.